Discovery is a financial services company operating in the health and wellness industry. It began in 1992 as a medical aid administrator, but is now also an insurer and asset manager operating in Africa, the UK, USA and China. It has a market cap of 32 billion rand, a price to earnings ratio of 14 and a dividend yield of 1.85%. So Discovery really exposed to a number of countries, China, the US, the UK as well as South Africa.
Great entrepreneurial story, one of South Africa's real success stories, because, you know, not built up over a short period. 1992 is just the other day, 30 billion rand. So starts out its life as the administrator of the Discovery Medical Aid Scheme and then becomes the dominant market player in that space, then uses that database to get into life and other related insurances because they know everybody's health patterns and they've got good technology. Fantastic, charismatic, dynamic CEO, Adrian Gore. They have had their own mishaps here and there. They tried to expand into the USA, didn't work well, but they're now, you know, going to China. They have a business in the UK. They're now bolting on other things, and that's why they're on this list for discussion tonight, is because they also have an investment business, and they've recently launched Discovery Invest. They've got some fancy things about how they check how you drive, and you know, something that goes in the car that monitors your behavior.
Very innovative Discovery.
Yeah, so you know, again, the hallmark of their business model, and again, they know the customers, so they know who are reliable and well behaved, and what their sort of circumstances are socioeconomically, because a lot of the risk models in insurance are around picking up correlations between who behaves well as a customer as a function of the kind of lifestyle they have.
So Discovery Vitality has worked quite well for them. Your thoughts on Discovery and their business model?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think Discovery goes one step further than just understanding what everybody is up to. With their Vitality product, they actually try and change consumers' behavior. So that's why, you know, if with your medical aid, you join Discovery Vitality, and then they say, go to gym, and we'll pay for it. And eat healthy food, we'll help subsidize it. And by doing that, they saw that they were able to reduce their medical claims. And then they said, well, we must also sell them life insurance, because these people are now going to live longer. So they'll pay us our life insurance premium for longer, and so we'll make more money out of it as a result of it. And that's a similar thing with this Discovery Insure, where they now putting basically a tracker in your car and you're driving. Now you don't have to tell them anything really, because they know where you go, they know how fast you drive, they know how quickly you stop, and they have probably the best set of information out of all the other insurance. If you compare that to like a broker model, where the broker sits down and asks you maybe 10 questions, where do you live, what's your job, Discovery has all the information that it needs, and as a result it's able to price risk better than the other insurers. And
we all know how we all love exclusivity, but look at the Discovery share price at around 54 there, Paul.
Yeah, it's been on fire, particularly here in recent months. But then again, a lot of stocks like that in emerging markets focused on the consumer that are well managed have enjoyed the same kind of inflows into the share price. So I'm not too negative about that. The joint venture in China, people like to talk about that, but that's a rather early stage relationship with a big Chinese insurer called Ping An. But it is interesting because China is a country not dissimilar to ours, actually, with lots of rural to urban migration, lots of new household formation, nice emerging market middle class, very poor state services. So people want to get private medical care if they can afford it, and part of that is the medical kind of connection. So I do like it, and I think Discovery goes on doing well. And finally, one extra point is they also do the balance sheet well. I mentioned earlier that insurance is mostly about writing good business, but then managing your reserves well. And Discovery is very good at managing its capital reserves and has always been good at that.
So hot or not on Discovery?
Yep, I like it. I'm hot on it.
First one. Okay, great. Hot for Discovery. For Paul, yourself, hot or not on this one, John?
Well, I mean, we must look at valuation here. At the current share price, it's trading at close to embedded value. I mean, it's got quite a low dividend yield, around the 2% mark, but the reason why it's got a low dividend yield is using that cash to reinvest in its businesses. And I think Adrian Gore's got a fantastic team around him. He's done a fantastic job, really dynamic business. And who knows how big this Discovery could get, because it's looking for partners so that around the world, so it's got Ping An, it's got Humana in the US, where they are putting up the capital, and Discovery is providing the IP, the intellectual property, and that I think is a fantastic model for expansion overseas. So I like it. I think this stock is certainly one that we own, and it's certainly one that we're going to own for a long time. And yeah, so it's definitely hot for me.